Nice to see you all. I think we're going out on YouTube. Think we are. I'm not sure. Something weird going on with this internet. This fine day. Let's have a look. My channel. Yes, we are. We are going out live on YouTube. Nice to see everybody. To see you, nice. Let me just pause it so I can see your comments. It's been a long time. Yes, we've been a long time. So I'm going to wait for a few people to pop in. We should have a bit of live chat going. I could have just gone live straight on YouTube, but it is what it is. We're going to be talking about the events of the days. We're on wakeupuk.net tonight, 9 o'clock on the radio show. So that's going to be good fun. Yeah, nice to see you all, guys. Let's just wait for a few of you to come in. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by a community guideline. Oh, we all live in a community, don't we, nowadays? We all pee in the same pot, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. I'm hoping some of you are in. Let's have a look. Jesus Jones. Hello, Jesus. How are you, darling? Nice to see you. Yeah, just waiting for. I don't know if the comments come up. They don't come up in here. I've just got one in the room. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Not good. Facebook have banned me on my profile, so that's not good. But it is what it is. So we're going to wait. Who else is? Is it just one? It's not good, is it? I'm banned on Facebook for 5 days. I said, let's drag all the energy company bosses out and do something from lampposts. And they went, no, it goes against our community standards. I'm like, you can't. It is communist, isn't it, this country now? When I was a kid, you say what you wanted to say. Didn't have all this censorship. And the problem with censorship, of course, is and removing freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, whether it's good speech or bad speech, it's freedom of speech. And sometimes, freedom of speech, whether we like it or not, it brings about, it stops the bottleneck, doesn't it? It stops things getting out of control. But we've all been told by the woke lefties that we can't do this and we can't do that. And it's quite sad, ladies and gentlemen. It is quite sad. It really is. Paul R. Hello, Paul. How are you? Said it was communist years ago. It is. To me, it is. You were over the target. Yeah, literally on Facebook, which is unusual for Facebook. They've been very lenient with me for the last few years, but maybe that just tipped them. Oh, they're unbelievable. So anyway, today our velomobile, I've got a velomobile, and I went into Maidstone. It was horrible weather, raining and nasty. And this guy's got a house that he rents out, and he's just had two guys living at this place, and they haven't paid a gas bill for 2 years. This is what a lot of people are doing now. But what's happened is that the actual energy company, I'm not too sure which one it was, but they've actually come in to the house while it's empty. They've broken in. They've changed the meters. They've put prepayment meters in, and they've come back out and secured the property. And he gets a phone call from the letting agency. There's a company in Maidstone called Coles & Co. And they've said, well, but there weren't no supervision. So Lord knows, we don't know whether these people walk around the house. We don't know. I mean, obviously it's empty and no one's in there. But and new people are going in there tomorrow. So you got to wonder, ain't you? When I don't understand it. I don't understand why that energy companies were just given this carte blanche to just come into your house, ransack and do what they want to do, put their stuff in. It's all about the cash. Remember, this evil mafia system is all about the cash, and it is an evil mafia system. Make no mistakes about it. So where did they get the right to do that? Where did they get the right to just help themselves and let themselves? We know that they go to these courts. We know that they come up with safety issues and the courts just go whatever. But then you try and hold any of these people account. You try and hold the magistrate or the JP that signed these things off. You can't, because the energy companies are just printing. The energy companies, for me, have gone very rogue. They've gone very vicious and wicked and nasty. And we're crazy if we tolerate this. Now, as you all know, I'm not going to be in here too long because I'm on Wake Up UK tonight, but I just wanted to come and talk to you about what's happened today. And I said to me mate that owns this house, well, he thinks he owns the house. Well, he's the one holding the keys. But when people just can come in and out your house and just let themselves in and change the meters and go away, I think we're in a hell of a hullabaloo. I really do, and I don't agree with that at all. I know energy companies have become very, very vicious, but the thing is, they've hijacked this system. It's not theirs to hijack. It was never put in for it to be hijacked, and it has been hijacked. And they're ruthless now. They've got very, very, very ruthless. So something's happened that's given them this so-called authority to just pretty much do what they like, print their own warrants. We know the police print their own warrants. We know. So years ago, if there was an arrest, if someone was suspicious and they wanted to arrest, they would have to go before a panel of people and say, we believe this individual is doing so-and-so. And then the panel will go, yeah, okay, cool. And they had to be pretty spot on. But now we know when the police, we get a warrant. Well, they do, because they print their own. It's very dangerous, very, very, very dangerous situation we're in. So they just print it off. They print their own stuff off. There's nobody checking them. There's no one from the people checking them, because they're all part of the same swindle. Yeah, the councils, the police, they're all part of the same fascist, communistic regime. And you might think that's fanciful, but let me tell you, right, guys and girls, we got it coming with all these energy companies, with the amount of costs. You're going to see pubs shutting down left, right, and centre, because the pubs are just not going to be able to afford to stay open. There's one pub that's been open since the Viking invasion. It's up north somewhere, but this pub is now looking as though it's got to close its doors, because the energy costs per month are outstripping everything else it does. So it has got well out of control, this energy fiasco. And as I've said before, the reason why all these prices are going up is because of the funding of this conflict that's going on with the blue and yellow flag in that country. And Boris Johnson himself, and I hate talking about these politicians, I really do. I think they're despotic. I think they're tyrannous. I think they're an evil, a very big evil as a people. We have evil people running our and that shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. But he said the reason why the price hikes are going up is to fund this poking of the Russian bear that we're doing. And I think we're all going to catch a cold at some point. I really do. Especially the elderly this year. The pensioners are going to, because, and here's the thing, here's where you want to be talking to your friends, your families, and your loved ones. Everyone's not really paid too much of an attention, right? All over the years since I've been talking the way I talk, and I have love, honour, respect, and all that comes first and foremost with me. And to live in a decent group of people, that's where I want to be, where no one has authority to tell anyone to do, as man should be. A man should be that way. But all of your friends and families that have not paid attention this year and early part of next year are going to find themselves in a situation where their bank account says zero, all right, because they can't put the diesel in their cars, they can't pay for their fuel, they can't pay for their gas, they can't pay for electric. The food prices have gone shockingly horrendous. And let me tell you, people, it's coming for all of you. It's coming for all of your friends and families, unless they're millionaires. But if your friends and families are working class people, it's coming for all of them. And we're going to get to a point in this country where we've got no choice but to stand up and say, we're not having this no more. The system and the infrastructures were put in place to benefit us, the people. They weren't never put in place to be used as a weapon against us. And that's exactly what's happening. And you can see it how you like. If you're sat at home in your flat, wherever you are, and you can make your own minds up of the things that I talk about. I just come from a common sense point of view. Her Majesty's government, the energy companies, they're all coming for you. And the thing is, they're not supposed to be harming the people. They're not allowed under their own rules and their own laws to harm people. They're not allowed to. But they are. When your elderly pensioners, when your friends and families can't this year put gas on their meter, then their boiler's going to go off. They're going to get freezing cold. If they don't put any money, this paper money, which should probably be going in the next 4 or 5 years, cash might disappear. So your card, this beast system, which they're trying to bring in, if you're not a good boy and you've been down the road and you've done 36 and a 30, and then all of a sudden you're not playing ball and you're saying, I'm not signing this and that, what they will do, they'll attach that to your bank card and then you'll just switch your bank card off. Guys, I'm not being funny, right? I'm not playing here. I'm bringing this truth to you, and it's up to you what you do with this. You can do what you like. Now, what I don't want you to do is sit in 2 or 3 years' time and watch people like me and go, I wish we'd paid attention. I wish we'd realised that these people with a little bit of vision and a little bit switched on were warning us, were telling us that things ain't quite right. Because there's burying your head in the sand, and then there's not just giving a monkeys. If you don't care, no problem. It's really not a problem. But it's coming for so many people. You've got energy companies in now putting in devices into your home, smart people for dumb people, smart meters for dumb people. I've always said that. I've always said this. Oh, Tarquin, these smart meters. Oh, it monitors when my wife's got her sex toy out. It monitors when she sat on top of the washing machine and all these other things. That is a nonsense. They can't never know that. Current is just running through 2 cables. That's all it's doing. But the ability of these smart meters is to be switched off remotely. So they're all bragging about it on the internet all around the world. Einstein, as you've seen, Einstein's on there. We must update the system to go digital. It's a nonsense. The only reason they want you with smart technologies in your homes, in your private places, is so that they can turn you off if you don't accept their nonsense. Now, energy companies, we've done a little bit of digging, and friends of ours have rung up the supplier of electricity, the national grid. And they've been saying to these people at the grid, we know that all these energy companies, Octopus, Bulb, British Gas, E.ON, EDF, we know all about these. And they've got a massive influence from China, guys and girls, these big energy companies as well, right? You might not, you might know it. It's up to you. You might not, but there is a massive influence from other countries with, because they all say, we bought this, we bought that. EDF, as you know, I think EDF's French. They were saying that they're credit brokers. All these energy companies are just credit brokers, right? They don't supply the electricity. They're just a credit broker. So that meter is just that credit brokering thing. And they've said, how much of a percentage does these energy credit broking companies, E.ON, EDF, Bulb, Octopus, all these others, how much do they give you, the national grid, so that you can run your thing? And they said, we get 2% per month, or whenever, every 6 months, whenever it is. So if I'll just give you a classic example. If you're paying £100 a month on your electric, the grid is getting £2 of that. The rest is going into private shareholders, which is E.ON, EDF, all these limited companies. And Limited companies were basically set up in this country to swindle the bejesus out of the people. That's what limited companies are. They're to swindle and to siphon off and to filter and to have no accountability. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you're paying £200 a month for your electricity, guess what? The grid's getting £4. And if you're paying £300 a month for your electricity, the grid's getting £6. So we're seeing so many people now in this country, even people in uniform, even the police themselves. I've got friends been ringing me for the last year or two. Dave, we're not registering our children. Fabulous. I'm all for that. Don't give your kids to the state party. The state party is a devil. And they're changing their gas and electricity meters. And this is going on. It's a hunger game. It's a hunger game. Someone in the system somewhere, some group of people is merrily sat back there at the top of this all-seeing eye, wherever it is, and they're watching how we're all squirming around and trying to find this way and that way of navigating through this path called life. Now, life, guys, is supposed to be a blast. It's supposed to be free. We're supposed to be a free people. We're not supposed to have to walk around with these chains that you can't see. Now, look, I'm all up for fairness. Don't get me wrong. I'm all up for fairness. If we choose to use these pieces of paper to get our eggs and bacon and do this and that, so what? But what happened to fairness? What happened to honor? What happened to niceness? I've always lived my life doing whatever it is that I'm doing. And the majority of things that I've always done, I've probably got a less than 1% where people have had the ump with me. Less than 1%. And I've dealt with many thousands of people. My plumbing and heating company is quite widely known around in Kent. DP Witcher Plumbing and Heating. We're quite well known. But everything I do is fair. Fairness first, because I don't want to be treated unfairly myself. And I figure what you put out, you get back. So if you're going to go out and be an arse and you're going to rip people off, guess what? That's going to come to you it's reciprocal. The universe operates in reciprocal things. If you give out bad energy, you get bad energy back. You get good energy out there, you get good energy back. And that's just how it works. But what happened to the fairness? What happened to the fairness in the tax man? What happened to the fairness in all of Her Majesty's government agencies? What happened to the fairness? They're only interested in nicking your stuff, your cars, your homes, your children. It's evil. It is really evil. And I reckon at some point in this country, people are going to come to realise that Her Majesty the Queen, the reign of the Windsors, has been far worse than King John. I'm telling you that. They're going to come to this conclusion because Her Majesty the Queen has just wiped her hands and gone, do you know what? You do what you want to my people. We're just going to sit back and enjoy the spoils of the war, the deaths, the bloodbaths, the people that are taking their own lives in suicide. The royals are gloating. They're going out and doing what they want. I mean, Princess Diana's escort, RS escort, sold for £650,000 the other day. But Prince Andrew's escort was 12 million quid. And Mummy had to bail him out. It's wrong. It's wholly wrong, guys. And look, I'm a very Christian. I'm a Christian man. I believe in fairness, decency, nice things. But let me tell you, all our friends and families that have not been paying attention all over these years while we've been in the Wake community, they're going to be pulled into this very soon, and they are right now, because once they can't pay for things, once their bank account is empty, and once they can't put food on the table, and once they can't have gas and electric, which is their right, then they're going to start questioning. That is when you're going to see critical mass. I don't really think all these energy companies and Her Majesty's government agencies have actually thought about this. If you run a fair system, people don't really pay attention. People will will just go along with paying all these little taxes and stuff like that. People will pay it. They just want an easy life. We just all want an easy life, don't we? That's what we're here for, is to have an easy life and to get to death in a nice way where we can just have easy souls. But let me tell you, once you start taking these things away, people are going to start paying attention. When they've got bailiff letters coming through, when they've got court letters coming through, the system is so evil, so evil. The vanguards and the Black Rocks and the people that are behind all this stuff, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, whatever it is you want to call them, they're going for gold. They're going for gold. But I don't think they realise, just through their greed and their sheer arrogance is probably going to be their downfall. Because when 2/3 of a nation can't sustain life, that's when they're going to turn out. And I am in many ways so incensed by what's going on right now. But in equal measure, I am looking to this and thinking, well, this is going to wake people up. This is really going to wake them up when they can't pay their council tax. Who are they going to pay at the end of the month? They're going to pay the council tax. They're going to pay their electric bill. They're going to pay their gas bill. They're going to pay their diesel and gas. They're paying the food bill. What are they paying? Working class people, even policemen and women in uniform, are going to struggle. Now, we've seen over quite a few years that the police have been going out and helping the bailiffs. Now, I've not covered this story on my YouTube channel for a long time. I've not been on my YouTube channel for a long time. But there was a case in the High Courts in Maidstone, Robert White versus the Queen, where Kent police have gone down as unlawful trespassers, and PC Dunn and PC Belmont are now going to be privately prosecuted. And the judge, QC David Jones Griffith, or Griffith Jones, who retired 2 days after that case had finished, the High Sheriff of Kent that was there, the public gallery was full, and the jury found Robert White not guilty on all counts. And it said that the police didn't have the right to be there and didn't have the right to be doing what they were doing to him. Now, we're going after these individuals. We're going after PC Dunn and PC Belmont. Make no mistake about it, because sometimes, stuff's best served cold. It don't matter how long it takes. We're always told from these courts that, there's a time limit on putting a claim in. No, there should be no time limit on justice. People that have been abused by paedophiles years ago, there should be no time limit on when they can bring if you've been sexually assaulted by someone, that should be you, and then you're brave enough to come forward, that it should stand, because justice to me is a mockery now. It really, 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 really is just a mockery. So the police thought that they had carte blanche on what they can do with bailiffs and stuff. But this Robert White versus the Queen and many other case laws is flying around the country like there's no tomorrow. And it's really having a massive impact, because we're now seeing bailiffs being escorted off people's property. You only got to warn them 3 times. You only got to warn the police 3 times. If they don't have proper warrants signed by a court, if they're on computers, they're on phones. Yeah, I've got a warrant. No, you ain't. That's not a warrant. That's a computer. And computers are our slaves and not our masters. Yeah? If they're not proper and you warn them 3 times, the case law said you warn a policeman 3 times and you've got the evidence, whether you record it on your phone or you've got a witness that's going to collaborate your story. If they don't go because they're there unlawfully, you have the right to use reasonable force or whatever it is to get them off your property. It's really sent a very damning thing going around this country, guys. There's people all over the place, and it's a wonderful thing, because people now start having to resort to these things, because I don't get the outcome of these energy companies wanting to charge this pub $5,000 a month for gas and electric, because it's unsustainable. The facts are that this current time period that we're going through is unsustainable. That's it. The food, the energy is all unsustainable. And the inflation the 60 to 70%, and people's way, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So you're going to see the majority of this country, the working class, middle class, upper class people, really having their collars felt. Really, really having their collars felt. And when the police keep taking their kids and they keep taking their property, and we're all homeless and we can't, no gas and electric, there's no point in being here. We might as well go for gold, and you're going to see it happen. Trust me when I say you are going to see this happen. The people that think they own the streets, maybe one day will be sweeping them, because I know that we've all done what we've done through this life. We've been peaceable. We've gone to work. We've all labored. We all do what we do because we just want an easy life. All right. But those that ought to know better don't play the game fairly. It's a very quick, slippery slope. And I would say that the majority of the country now are seeing this to be a truth. Because what choice have you got? Even if your mate down the pub, someone that you're working with, a plasterer or a carpenter or whoever, they are going to be at a position soon where they can't pay their rent, their mortgage, their council tax, their gas, their electric, their diesel, their food. They're just not going to be able to see, and you're going to see the machine stop. And if you are lucky enough to get through, well, then bless you. But it doesn't mean to say that it's still not going to come for you. All right. And I see my mum the other day, and I said to her, "How are you getting on?" She said, "It's tough." She said, "You've got to keep paying though, haven't you?" I went, "Well, there is that mentality. You keep paying. You just keep going. You keep going. You keep going. But then what? When you keep paying these people, they're only going to get more greedy, more mafioso. And then what happens when you can't pay? What happens when them little notes in your pocket, them little Nelsons, them little brown Winston Churchills, the little green Winston Churchills, when you ain't got the ability to put the fundamentals in your life in front of your family, where are you going to go? Who are you going to run to? What are you going to do?" And it's coming, guys. I've seen this coming for many, 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 many years. I never thought that it would get to anything like what we're seeing now. So I'll leave that one with you. All right. But today I popped into a job in Maidstone, and this guy who owns this house, who rents this out, he got a phone call from an agent called Coles & Co., right, and said there was bailiffs and metering people at that property some time ago, and they've swapped the meters out. The agents never let them in. Coles & Co. never went. They never let them in. And these people have got into this house, whether they've picked the locks, which is an unlawful trespass. Guys, it is an unlawful trespass. It's a civil matter. It's a monetary dispute. They're lying to the courts. They're saying that there's a safety issue. Look, make no mistake about it. There is no way that the courts are this thick. If you think that our public servants, our judges and the courts are thick people, they're not. They're quite intelligent. They understand certain principles, but they're all working hand in hand like a little Clockwork Orange thing, right? Is there a safety issue? And the judges just, because it's all about the money, and the judges must be getting a nice little backhander. We've said for years that the judges are just bank managers. They are. That's what their gig is about. So that's what they're doing. They go into court. There's a safety issue. We believe there might be a gas leak. There might be an electric leak. Well, I've always said to believe something to be happening, it's a nonsense. It's a thought crime. You either know or you don't know. So, guys, this guy was shocked that this company let themselves in, swapped the meters out. We don't know what they did in the house while they were there. You don't know. You just don't know, do you? You just don't know. And I think it's shocking. I don't think anyone should be able to cross your threshold for a civil matter. I really don't. If you've not broke the law, if you've not been unlawful, if you've not hurt, raped, mugged, pillaged anybody, there should be nobody from the state that can come into your home. For just no way. But we're seeing them. They're bringing in this communism, this fascism, whatever it is you want to call it. It's been a very slow build-up. It's not been a hard and fast thing. This has been built up for 40 years, since we joined the EU. You're now guilty before you've proved yourself innocent, right? Because they come round, sign this, go and break into his house, whack him in a metering device that if he don't pay this little slave, then we're going to turn the gas and electric off and they're going without. That's not a pleasant experience, and that's not a pleasant system that denies anybody the right to gas or electricity. It should be in Saddam Hussein's country, in Libya and Iraq, nobody paid for electricity. Electricity, free. You probably didn't know that, but that's the reason why we went to these countries and invaded, because you didn't pay for electric and any other bits and bobs. It was all free. The state just plonks it out there for everyone. They just went and done their bits. They produced the power and people benefited from it. The system should benefit us, guys. We should not have to beg, steal or borrow from it. It's there for us. It was our sisters, our ancestors put that system in place for us. That's why they did what they did. They put all these pylons up. They put all these gas mains in to benefit us. But the system has to be fair. And we've not seen this fairness. The fairness now in these energy companies is long gone. They're mafia. I'm sorry, guys, but they are. So anyway, I'll see you all soon. I'm going to be on Wake Up UK tonight at 9 o'clock. So come and join us at 9 o'clock. I'm sure we're going to be having our topical barometers out and giving the topics that we do each week. Last week, we were talking about the 9-year-old girl that's been shot and the old gentleman that was dragged out of his wheelchair and stabbed to death in the middle of the road. And the thing is, nobody cares. You might see a big campaign, but literally no one in the system actually cares anymore. They're only interested in money, coverting, and keeping their talons on you. It's such an evil, wicked system. And if people like me ever get our way and we manage to swap this around, you see this world change tomorrow. Everything comes back to fairness, decency, and honesty. And I genuinely don't understand why people don't want that. I want to know why everybody puts up with this bullshit. I want to know why people don't question what goes on. For me, it's crazy. It's just an absolute crazy thing. But anyway, I'll see you at 9 o'clock tonight, guys and girls. Those of you that want to come and tune in, wakeupuk.net is free of charge. You can come into the chat room. You can leave comments. You can come and join the show. The links are going to be put up in the description and in the messaging rooms. So I'll see you all soon, guys. I'll see you at 9 o'clock tonight. God bless every single one of you.